Good morning, America. Air scare. A Southwest jet drops nearly 500 feet to avoid a possible mid-air collision with a former British fighter jet. Alarms going off in the cockpit, passengers terrified.
Everybody in the plane started screaming.
What the airline is saying this morning.
Severe storms. Heavy rains flooding parts of the Midwest, rushing water on the roads, strong winds knocking down trees, plus summer swelter. More than 80 million Americans on alert. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits with little relief in sight. Our weather team tracking it all.
Ghislaine Maxwell's meeting. Jeffrey Epstein's former associate and co-conspirator answering new questions from a top Department of Justice official as President Trump addresses questions about a possible pardon for her. And the president landing in Scotland to talk trade ahead of that crucial tariff deadline. Rachel Scott traveling with the president.
New details in the Idaho murders case. Law enforcement officials sharing their insights into the murders of the 4 college students days after Brian Kohberger's sentencing and the emotional statements from the victims' relatives.
Ditch the detox. A nutritionist weighing in on those popular tips and tricks. The advice on what you really need to be eating and drinking for optimum health.
And play ball. Women's softball hits the big time with the first ever AUSL championship, attracting a sold-out crowd. Plus,
swing and a drive, deep to left. He's done it 4 times.
The MLB rookie hitting his way into the history books.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good morning, America.
Janae's singing again. I heard it.
I love this song. Let's roar. Good morning, America. Good Saturday morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Great to have Will Reed.
Always great to be with you. Hi, guys.
It's going to be a good morning. A lot to get to, including the arrest of a suspect in a deadly shooting on the University of New Mexico campus during orientation weekend. We'll have the latest on that in just a moment.
Also, President Trump landing in Scotland as he meets with world leaders ahead of his tariff deadline, plus his latest comments on Ghislaine Maxwell. Is he considering a pardon for Jeffrey Epstein's former companion?
But we do begin here with that frightening scene on board a Southwest Airlines plane, making an abrupt maneuver to avoid an oncoming aircraft. ABC's Ike Ajachi is here with the latest. Ike, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. With frightened passengers were jolted in their seats. And reports say at least 2 flight attendants were injured as the Boeing 737 dropped nearly 500 feet. Just the latest in a series of alarming near misses. This morning, another frightening air scare. A Southwest flight dropping nearly 500 feet in a desperate maneuver to avoid a possible mid-air collision with a former British fighter jet.
Truly one of the most frightening experiences I've ever had.
About 6 minutes after takeoff from Burbank, California, headed to Las Vegas, Southwest Flight 1496's cockpit alarm started blaring. Passengers say the Boeing 737 felt like it went into a nosedive.
There was about, I would say, an 8 to 10 second drop of free fall. Never experienced that. Everybody in the plane started screaming.
Flight radar showing the 2 planes were just 4.86 miles apart at their closest point. Flight 1496 dropping sharply to increase separation. Southwest Airlines releasing a statement saying the safety of our customers and crew is our top priority. We are cooperating fully with the FAA's investigation.
You know, it's going to come back here, I think, to the air traffic control. Why didn't air traffic control move the Southwest jet or give it a vector to move it away from this Hawker Hunter airplane so that the collision avoidance system wouldn't go off?
The incident coming just a week after another close call. A Delta regional jet landing at Minot International Airport in North Dakota had to make an aggressive maneuver as a B-52 bomber flying over a state fair crossed directly in its path. The Air Force confirming the crew was not informed about the inbound commercial flight by air traffic control. Now, this latest string of close calls highlights growing concerns over U.S. airspace congestion and air traffic control staffing. The FAA will be investigating this latest incident, guys.
Really scary to see that video. Like, thank you. Now to the extreme weather hitting much of the country. Flash floods in the Midwest. Dangerous heat coming back to the east. ABC's Morgan Norwood is looking at that. Good morning to you, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Janae. More than 80 million Americans are waking up under heat alerts today. That scalding heat fueling overnight storms, dumping rain across Texas and the Midwest, triggering that dangerous flash flooding.
This morning, heavy rain and flooding slamming the Midwest and parts of the Texas Panhandle. More than 2 inches of rain falling in Amarillo, leaving roads flooded in parts of the city. The rushing water 2 feet in some areas. In Illinois, major flooding on Chicago's roads as slow-moving showers brought heavy rainfall. The I-55 corridor hit hard, visibility near zero.
Oh my God.
In the Chicago suburbs, these residential streets left underwater. The strong winds knocking down trees. And in Indiana, the blinding rain slowing traffic on the highway near Jacksonburg.
It's a scorcher out here.
Elsewhere, millions coping with the high heat. Real field temperatures soaring past 100 from D.C. to Philly, New York to Boston.
Just taking it 1 minute at a time. Sun shirt on, sunscreen, a little Gatorade here and there.
In New York City, the mercury soaring to 95 degrees before storms rolled in.
We're going to treat you with high flow oxygen while putting the cold packs on you.
EMTs and emergency rooms preparing to treat patients with heat stroke.
We're seeing a lot of younger patients that are coming in just from passing out in the subway, on the streets. When it starts to progress into heat stroke, that's when patients typically come in and they're very confused.
And the Southeast is in for it next. The National Weather Service issuing its highest heat risk for parts of Georgia and the Carolinas next week. Knowing the signs of heat illness could be life-saving, especially important for the elderly and young people as well.
Yeah, it's crucial to know those signs. Morgan, thank you so much for that. Let's get a broader look at a forecast here with Samara. She is here. She's got it all for us. Hi, Samara.
Hey, good morning, Will. That's right. We're going to be talking about the heat and also the flooding. I don't want to leave that out. We do have a flood threat right now. Places like Chicago still reeling. You all are under a flood watch. Down into northern Missouri, we have flash flood warnings in places we head through this morning. Rainfall rates could exceed 2 inches per hour. Notice how these storms continue to roll through in the afternoon. Be mindful of that. But I also want to talk to the south about this heat. So we're in for some really dangerous heat here. Alerts lighting up the board. Heat advisories in orange, extreme heat warnings in that hot pink there, and extreme heat watches for places like Charleston, South Carolina, Memphis feeling like 103 as we head through your Saturday. And the thing about it is, it's very compounded because this is going to stick around through the coming days. Not much relief in sight. St. Louis, by Tuesday, you're heading to work. Coming home, it's going to feel like 111 degrees. And you can see here, National Weather Service releasing this extreme heat risk. This is a level 4 out of 4. What does that mean? Rare long duration heat events. Overnight, very little relief. So I really implore you to stay hydrated and be careful. Whit.
And we were all reacting to the temperatures on the map there. Samara, thank you. Now to the growing fallout over the Jeffrey Epstein files. The convicted sex offender's longtime companion and co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell spending 9 hours with the Deputy Attorney General. ABC's chief investigative correspondent Eric Katursky has more.
This morning, President Trump is in Scotland, but he cannot escape questions about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
A lot of people have asked about pardon. This is just not a time to be talking about pardons. Todd will come back with whatever he's got.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche questioned Maxwell for 2 straight days.
David, did she or you have an ask of the Deputy Attorney General?
No. There have been no asks and no promises, and nothing like that has been made.
Sources tell ABC News Maxwell requested the meeting and was granted a limited form of immunity so she could answer questions without fear her responses could later be used against her.
She was asked maybe about 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody, and she didn't hold anything back.
Attorney General Pam Bondi reportedly told Trump in May his name appeared multiple times in the Justice Department's Epstein files. Trump denied it this weekend.
No, I was never briefed, no.
Being named in the files is not evidence of wrongdoing. Bondi has refused to release the files despite previously promising to do so. With the clamor for Epstein information refusing to cease, the Justice Department's #2 official met in Florida with the woman who helped Epstein recruit, groom, and abuse girls over the course of a decade.
Of course, everybody knows Miss Maxwell would welcome any relief. She's been in very difficult conditions for 5 years, and so she would welcome any relief.
The president is not ruling out a pardon.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if she cooperated?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Aaron Katursky, ABC News, Tallahassee.
Our thanks to Aaron there. And as we mentioned, President Trump is in Scotland this morning, where he hopes to focus on trade ahead of the looming August 1st tariff deadline and also visit his family's business properties. ABC's senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is traveling with the president and joins us from Edinburgh. Good morning to you, Rachel.
Hey, Janae, good morning to you. Yes, the president has officially landed here in Scotland to begin his 4-day international trip. And the focus is going to be a mix of golf, family business, but also those ongoing trade talks. Now, the president does plan to visit both of his golf courses as his family business cuts the ribbon on a new 18th hole golf course. Some experts have raised concerns about a possible conflict of interest for Trump, but the administration pushing back on that hard. They insist that this is a working trip. The president does have a meeting scheduled with the British Prime Minister in which he says they plan to fine-tune that trade deal that they reached on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Canada just a few weeks ago. It comes as the president's August 1st deadline for other countries to make trade deals is now just around the corner. But of course, hanging over all of this, and you heard it there from Aaron, is that ongoing controversy surrounding convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, especially as many of the president's supporters continue to call for more transparency. The White House and the president eager to turn the page very quickly with this trip here in Scotland, hoping to focus on just about anything else, Janae.
Doesn't look like that story is going away anytime soon, though, Rachel. But where do things stand on that critical trade deal deadline that you mentioned?
Yeah, so the trade deadline, of course, is on August 1st. And so far, the president and the administration have only reached a handful of deals. Now, the president, though, is optimistic. We know that he will be fine-tuning that agreement with the British Prime Minister. Also, talks are ongoing with the European Union. The president says it's about a 50-50% chance whether they reach a deal. If they do not, then the United States plans to charge a 30% tariff on all imports from the European Union. Will.
All right. Rachel Scott on the road for us in Scotland. Rachel, thanks to you. We'll see you in our second hour. We turn now to disgraced former Representative George Santos, who has reported to federal prison to serve out his sentence for wire fraud and identity theft. And ABC's Olivia Rubin is here with more. Olivia, good morning.
Yeah, well, good morning. Former Congressman George Santos is waking up in federal prison this morning for the first time today, marking his first full day as he begins serving out a 7-year sentence. You said it, he pled guilty last year to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Santos in court admitting to defrauding donors, charging their credit cards without authorization, as well as other crimes. He arrived at FCI Fairton on Friday. That's a medium security prison in southern New Jersey. And he's not the only high-profile inmate there. The co-defendants of former Senator Bob Menendez also serving out their time at that facility. And the disgraced former Long Island congressman, of course, was elected in 2022, but dominated headlines after aspects of his life story began to fall apart. Santos later admitting to fabricating some of his biography, including where he worked and went to school, and committing some of those crimes to get him into office. He, of course, was ultimately expelled from Congress. Santos saying a goodbye on social media this week, saying, quote, "To those I've disappointed, to those I've let down, to those that I've caused irreparable damage even, I'm sorry." Whit.
All right, Olivia Rubin, thank you. We turn now to the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Families desperate for food, much needed aid, failing to reach many who are now starving as hopes of a ceasefire deal appear to be fading. ABC's Inez de la Catera is joining us with the latest. Inez, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Yeah, devastating images coming out of Gaza as Israel continues to hold up aid trucks at the border. Our cameras filmed inside a children's ward at a hospital in central Gaza, and the scenes were haunting. According to the Director General of the Al-Shifa Medical Complex, 70,000 children have now entered the stage of acute malnutrition. 50,000 are on the brink of complete starvation. An American doctor volunteering in Gaza telling us every patient he is treating at Nasser Hospital is malnourished, and over 100 aid groups are warning of mass starvation. Now, Israel blames Hamas, saying they've been stealing food and engineering food shortages. An internal U.S. government review, though, failed to find any evidence that Hamas was engaged in widespread diversion of assistance. Now, aid airdrops could soon be starting up again. A top UN official warning that airdrops are the most expensive and inefficient way to deliver aid. Meanwhile, ceasefire negotiations abruptly ending, the U.S. pulling out of those talks, saying Hamas does not appear to be negotiating in good faith. The U.S. and Israel are now considering what they're calling calling alternative options, but it's still unclear what those are. Janae?
Those images are devastating, Inez, but nothing compared to the reality of what's happening there. Thank you for that reporting. Back here at home now to the arrest in that deadly shooting on the University of New Mexico campus. ABC's Zareen Shaw joins us with the latest there. Good morning to you, Zareen.
Good morning, Janae. After an hours-long manhunt, police say they have a suspect. They say he killed one person and left another with injuries. And all this happening as new student orientation was taking place. This morning, authorities are trying to determine a possible motive behind that deadly shooting at a University of New Mexico student housing complex.
This is a tragic incident that has had a deep impact on our entire community.
Police say the suspect, identified as 18-year-old John Fuentes, is now in custody after an hours-long manhunt, placing the entire campus on lockdown.
Rescue 3. Respond to a 27 Bravo 5G gunshot.
Police responding to gunshot calls early Friday morning. Multiple law enforcement agencies quickly arriving on scene, finding a 14-year-old male killed and 19-year-old injured, later rushed to the hospital.
All of a sudden we just heard like shots, like crazy shots. And after that, we like peeked over our blinds and we just see some kids running.
Police say several people were in a student's dorm room playing video games when the suspect, also in that room, allegedly began opening fire, fatally shooting the 14-year-old.
Part of our investigation is to determine why the individuals were there and to get further details of what exactly transpired immediately preceding and following the shooting.
The university president issuing a statement saying the school plans to increase law enforcement around campus, telling the students they are fully committed to your safety and well-being. And even in the face of horror and sadness, the Lobo community remains united and as strong as ever. Officials say Fuentes is expected to face 1 count of murder along with additional charges. All of this as they try to piece together why he allegedly pulled the trigger. Will?
A sad situation there, Zareen. Thank you for that. Now to the Super Bowl ticket scandal rippling across the NFL. Around 100 players plus dozens of league staff are reportedly facing penalties for allegedly scalping tickets. ABC's Alex Perchet is in Washington with the latest. Alex, good morning.
Hey, Will. Yeah, this morning an NFL source tells ABC News that the league is fining roughly 100 players and about 24 club employees for allegedly reselling Super Bowl tickets for a profit. The league source says the alleged violations happened during Super Bowl 59 this past year, saying an investigation uncovered that players, coaches, and employees participated, which broke a long-established league policy. The source also says that individuals sold their tickets to a small number of, quote, bundlers who then worked with resellers to move the tickets at above face value prices. And there were reports before last February's game before the Eagles and the Chiefs that ticket prices on the secondary market started at more than $2,500 and went up to over $10,000. And according to the source, players involved will be fined 1.5 times the face value of the tickets that they sold and lose the privilege to purchase NFL tickets for the next 2 Super Bowls. Club employees will be fined twice the face value amount. And sources tell our partners at ESPN that players who declined the punishment could be suspended by league commissioner Roger Goodell. The league also saying in a memo obtained by ABC News that it will increase penalties in the future. Will?
All right. Alex Perchet, thanks for that. I didn't know players got tickets that way.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Interesting story. Our thanks to Alex.
All right, this morning, all eyes are on the University of Alabama's Rhodes Stadium, where the first championship game of the Athletes United Softball League is being played later today. This is before a sellout crowd. It's the Talons versus the Bandits for the best-of-3 series, which is the culmination of the league's inaugural season. The 4 teams of the AUSL, as it's called, play 24 games each across 10 cities. Next year, they're expanding to 6 teams. You can catch all of the championship action on ESPN. The first pitch today at 3 Eastern. Pretty cool.
It is. Yeah. Would you rather be a Talon or a Bandit?
Ooh, I don't know. That's kind of like
Bandit.
Talon.
Yeah, I think Bandit too. But
Talons. That's a
go
good
to
one.
both teams.
Yeah,
cheering you all on. Still coming up here on Good Morning America, the spectacular night for an MLB rookie really knocked it out of the park, hitting his way into the history books.
And some top law enforcement officials speaking out this morning about the Idaho College killings days after Brian Kohberger was sentenced to multiple life terms for the murders.
And what parents need to know about Instagram's rollout of new safety features aimed at protecting teens. All that and more when we come back.
giving up. We will face this together. We will fight it together as a family.
Welcome back to GMA Fantastic Four First Steps, roaring into theaters this weekend. The action-packed film has been getting rave reviews from critics and Marvel fans alike. The comedy fans are also having a good weekend, too, because they're getting their fix. Adam Sandler, sorry, my little pieces bounced out of my ear.
Can't hear anything.
Adam Sandler is back on the links for Happy Gilmore 2. Now it's in there. The movie swinging into Netflix with lots of cameos, nostalgia, and some big laughs. And Will, you saw it, right?
I did. That was my evening activity last
Yeah.
night. I mean, I love Happy Gilmore 1. Happy Gilmore 2 gave me all I wanted.
Just tap it in.
Yeah,
Just
he
give
tapped
a
it in.
Tappy.
Hole in
I
one.
love it.
You've been waiting to do that one.
One of my favorites.
Here's a look at some of the other big stories that we're also following on this Saturday morning. The Department of Education is releasing nearly $6 billion in funding for public schools. The funding covers English language instruction, adult literacy, and other programs. The Education Department says the money was withheld for nearly a year to make sure that spending was in step with the White House's priorities.
And look at this high-stakes rescue. A young sailor in distress getting saved by members of the Coast Guard. The child was sailing in the San Diego Bay on Wednesday. The child's boat capsized. A Coast Guard crew on patrol heard a call for help. They rushed to the child's aid, throwing a life ring out and pulling the 11-year-old on board to their boat. That little sailor is doing fine and was reunited with Dad.
That is encouraging news. All right, a rookie phenom on fire here. Oakland A's Nick Kurtz making baseball history. He hit 4 home runs in last night's face-off with the Astros, making him the first rookie in MLB history and the only A's player ever to pull off this fantastic feat. The big night at bat is a key as the A's had their blowout win, 15-3.
He also had 6 hits.
Incredible.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You rarely get 6 at bats. All right, so that's a lot of the news, but we do have more to get to here. We begin this half hour with the top law enforcement officials involved in the Bryan Kohberger murder trial speaking out days after his sentencing and new details released about the case. And ABC's Kana Whitworth has been on this story from the very beginning, and she has the details in this report.
For nearly 3 years, the brutal murders of those 4 University of Idaho students gripped the nation. And this morning, for the first time after the murders of Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Ethan Chapin, the lead prosecutor, Bill Thompson, reveals who he thinks might have been the target of the now convicted killer, Bryan Kohberger.
What was the target?
I personally feel that for whatever reason, he targeted one of the young women on the 3rd floor. And the fact that he found them together, whether that was planned, we'll never know. It's more likely than not, he did not expect to encounter Xana and the others up and about.
Thompson, along with lead prosecutors, revealing new details about the murders of Xana and Ethan, who were found on the 2nd floor of the home, and best friends Maddie and Kaylee found on the 3rd. And through the brutality of the crime, Kohberger leaving behind that key piece of evidence.
The sheath was found. It was noticed immediately in the bed.
Investigators hand delivering the sheath to the crime lab, tracing the DNA back to Kohberger. They instantly began surveillance in Pennsylvania and witnessed odd behavior.
He went out shopping a couple times. He was seen wearing gloves often. All of these behaviors had changed after the 13th, and that was one that we commonly saw, was that he had gloves on.
Eventually, authorities arresting him at his family's home.
I'll never forget, my phone dinged and I looked at it and said, "We got him." And I can't describe the relief that washed over in that moment.
While investigators say they still don't have a specific motive, they did release more than 300 documents with stunning new details showing that Kaylee said she saw an unknown male outside the house staring at her weeks before the murders, and that a colleague of Kohberger said they noticed injuries on his face and hands that they say he claimed were from a car accident around the time of the murders. Dylan Mortensen, one of the 2 surviving roommates, giving this emotional testimony during the sentencing hearing.
What he did shattered me in places I didn't know could break.
Mortensen telling authorities she briefly saw the killer in the home. Scared, she ran to her roommate Bethany's bedroom.
We are fortunate that he got scared and ran and left without harming Dylan or Bethany. Dylan had an angel watching over her.
Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Moscow, Idaho.
And our thanks to Kana Whitworth for that report.
Now with the GMA Health Alert, detox tips and tricks are at the forefront of a growing number of wellness trends. So if you're trying to look and feel your best, there are ways to give your health journey a boost without falling for quick fixes. And joining us now is nutritionist Maya Feller. Maya, thank you for being here. They all laughed at me when I mentioned staying regular, but that's part of detoxing too. I mean, Maya, so the body already has a natural way of detoxing. What's important to know before looking at these cleanses and supplements?
So what I say to my patients is, what's your why? Why do you want to detox? And what I find more often than not is that they say things like, I've got a sluggish digestive system, or I feel like I'm not sweating, or I feel tired.
Oh.
And so then I go back and I say, well, have you been drinking water? Because water helps you to sweat, and that also helps with the detoxification process. Have you been eating foods that are rich in fiber? That's another way to keep your digestive system moving regularly. So really get back to that why before you jump into saying, I want a detox tea.
Right, a lot of this also, you just have to follow basic principles. It's not like sexy or interesting, but there's been a whole industry built around this. The teas, the shakes, the green juices of all different shades. Are those as effective and good for you as they claim to be? What's the deal with all these things?
Well, I love that you just said common sense. That's really what it is. I encourage people to go back to foods in their whole and minimally processed forms. Pay attention to what you're putting into your body. If you're looking for a green juice, use that for hydration and let it be an all green juice with a bunch of veggies. It is not a meal replacement, and it should not be used at the center of a detox program.
So if we're looking to avoid some of the hype around these detox trends, what are the things that we should be picking up, putting in our carts at the grocery store?
Yeah, Whit, I love that question. So this is where I say you want to focus on foods in the whole and minimally processed form. Listen, I understand food is super expensive right now. You have to be savvy when you're shopping. Boxed, jarred, canned, frozen, informed consumer, right? Look for things that don't have high amounts of added sugars, fats, and salts, and figure out how you can have a nice combination of all your macronutrients that give you fiber plus hydration.
Can I add one tiny thing here?
Absolutely.
Frozen berries are a perfect example,
Right?
because you can get like high quality organic frozen berries for much cheaper than if you got them in the produce.
That's exactly right. And because they're, harvested at the peak of growing season, they're just as nutritious. So you just want to read those labels, make informed choices, because Whit knows what's up,
Because Whit knows what's up. He's looking for
I
some
learned
credit.
this from
Look at
you.
this.
See, that's right. I follow
That is
along,
very great
paying
that you
attention.
added that,
Yeah.
because that is important to think about, because on a daily basis, what else can we do for our digestive health?
Yeah, so on a daily basis, I want to encourage people, these two things are not nutrition related. Sleep and stress reduction. That is super, super important. The next thing I'm going to say is hydration. You want half your body weight in ounces. And then the last thing that I'm going to say is love the fiber. Aim for 30 or 35 grams of fiber per day. Lean into your leafy greens, your whole ancient grains, your beans, your nuts, your seeds. That will make your body so happy and keep your digestive system regular.
All right, just got to find those whole foods.
Fiber
do what you
it
can,
is.
and listen to Maya Feller. She is a nutritionist. We thank you for being here, as always, making us smarter and healthier. And coming up on GMA, our weekly vibe check, ESPN's Hannah Storm. She's going to join us with the top headlines, including the news out of the NFL training camps, which just kicked off. Stay with us.
We're back now on GMA, looking at the big sports headlines this weekend. A new show on Disney Plus, Vibe Check, features ESPN's most prominent female voices sharing their expertise. And joining us is one of the hosts, Hannah Storm. Hannah, good morning to you. It's great to have you. Congratulations on the launch of the new show.
Thanks. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It just gives us a chance to, talk about a lot of stuff that we leave on the table when we're busy in the news on SportsCenter.
And it's such an excellent team that you're there with, too. So let's jump right in here with the WNBA. The season's in full force now, but Caitlin Clark is still out. What's the latest?
So I was at their game against the Liberty, which followed the All-Star break on Tuesday. Caitlin Clark is still out. She's out now indefinitely. She's had a series of injuries. This is a groin injury. But the funny thing is, I sat right behind their bench. She was standing the entire time as if she was the head coach. You can see her standing there on your screen. She has a white shirt on with some jeans. She was talking to the referees literally the entire time. So I think maybe after her playing career, she has a coaching career, but also she's winning off the court right now. Her Logo Woman rookie card just sold for $660,000, smashing the record for a woman's card. And that $660,000 is more than her entire rookie salary. That's another story, those salaries.
Yeah.
But that is absolutely insane.
It really is. I think Caitlin Clark, instead of being a coach, might be an owner at some point, but we have a ways to go until then. Hannah, we're so glad to have you here. It's great to see you. Let's jump over to football for a second. The Kansas City Chiefs, they were thoroughly dominated in the Super Bowl, but it looks like Travis Kelce dominated the offseason in a way.
Yeah, I think he did. So Travis Kelce, the good news is he came back. He's so important to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs getting back to the Super Bowl. He dropped a lot of weight. Some say as much as 25 pounds, although he wouldn't confirm that. But he also dropped the mic on his way into training camp because on his Instagram feed for the first time, he featured what is now his longtime girlfriend. We're going on, almost 2 years now, Taylor Swift, their off season. It looks like they had a total blast. Really sweet pictures. They're both incredibly nice people, so you have to be happy that they had so much fun. He also, as you guys probably know, was in Happy Gilmore 2. So he had a very busy offseason. He keeps things light and fun, which you also see during games, which is important, but he's very, very serious and buckling down right now at Chiefs camp.
And Hannah, NFL training camp opening this week. If you can, in like 30 seconds, give us some of the big headlines there.
Okay, Justin Fields, vibe check, throwing Jets Nation into an absolute panic. Turned out to be a fractured toe, not his big toe, so that's great. Back in uniform, didn't practice yesterday. He'll be there for the Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers and that opener, that is against the Jets' former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. His very first throw in training camp was an interception. The guy that intercepted him, Patrick Queen, said, wow, I idolized him growing up. So that was really cool. But the funny thing is, to get chemistry with his new receiver, DK Metcalf, Mike Tomlin, his head coach, is doing something really important in camp. He's having them share a bathroom. So can you imagine? That's a perfect way to get to know somebody, guys.
That is a way to build some chemistry for sure. Hannah, thank you so much. And Hannah is headed with Jay Harris to Washington Commanders training camp Sunday morning, featuring interviews with Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, and more as part of 50 States in 50 Days on ESPN. And new episodes of Vibe Check drop every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Disney+. And we'll be right back here on GMA.
Good morning, America. It's our second hour. Air scare. A Southwest jet drops nearly 500 feet to avoid a possible mid-air collision with a former British fighter jet. Alarms going off in the cockpit. Passengers terrified.
Everybody in the plane started screaming.
What the airline is saying this morning.
Summer wedding season is in full swing, and we're breaking down the I do's and I don'ts of guest etiquette, from what to wear to what to gift.
Get ready for a glow-up glam plan. Celebrity makeup artist Sir John has worked with everyone from Beyonce to Margot Robbie to Naomi Campbell. Now he's sharing his secrets with you for a fresh face that lasts day to night without breaking the bank.
And we're with the Savannah Bananas. You'll flip over banana ball, packing stadiums with their twist on the national pastime. The appealing team is a bunch of fun. We're there live as they take over Philadelphia, as we say, Good morning,
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good Morning America.
I'm I may have been singing to kick off the top of the show, but Whit is jamming, dancing to this song.
It's Saturday. We got through the week, you know.
It's the time of your life.
Okay, it is the time of my life.
Yes, it is. Good morning, America. Happy Saturday. So great to have Will Reeve here at the desk with us, and Will Gans in Philadelphia with the Savannah Bananas. The team has turned baseball into a non-stop party. So, of course, our favorite party animals out there. We'll see what they're up to, and if Will's being recruited for the team, that's coming up.
I feel like he would fit right in. But also ahead, Meta has announced enhanced safety features for teenagers online. Again, the new safeguards in place so young users can scroll more safely.
But we do begin here with the terrifying flight for Southwest passengers. A Las Vegas-bound plane takes a sudden and dramatic plunge to avert a midair collision. ABC's Ike Ajachi is here with the story. Ike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Whit. Frightened passengers were jolted in their seats, and reports say at least 2 flight attendants were injured as the Boeing 737 dropped nearly 500 feet. Just the latest in a series of alarming near misses. This morning, another frightening air scare. A Southwest flight dropping nearly 500 feet in a desperate maneuver to avoid a possible mid-air collision with a former British fighter jet.
Truly one of the most frightening experiences I've ever had.
About 6 minutes after takeoff from Burbank, California, headed to Las Vegas, Southwest Flight 1496's cockpit alarm started blaring. Passengers say the Boeing 737 felt like it went into a nosedive.
There was about, I would say, an 8 to 10 second drop of free fall. Never experienced that. Everybody in the plane started screaming.
Flight radar showing the 2 planes were just 4.86 miles apart at their closest point. Flight 1496 dropping sharply to increase separation. Southwest Airlines releasing a statement saying the safety of our customers and crew is our top priority. We are cooperating fully with the FAA's investigation.
You know, it's going to come back here, I think, to the air traffic control. Why didn't air traffic control move the Southwest jet or give it a vector to move it away from this Hawker Hunter airplane so that the collision avoidance system wouldn't go off?
The incident coming just a week after another close call. A Delta regional jet landing at Minot International Airport in North Dakota had to make an aggressive maneuver as a B-52 bomber flying over a state fair crossed directly in its path. The Air Force confirming the crew was not informed about the inbound commercial flight by air traffic control. Now, this latest string of close calls highlights growing concerns over U.S. airspace congestion and air traffic control staffing. The FAA will be investigating this latest incident, guys.
I cannot imagine how scary that would have been.
Yeah,
Thank
terrifying.
you so much for that. And we are going to turn now to Samara Theodore for the forecast. It's going to be hot kind of everywhere, Samara.
It's going to be hot, and we're also going to be dealing with storms that could lead to more flooding like this. This is Chicago, Illinois. And I got to say, folks, this is something I don't want you to do. Driving through those flooded waterways on the road, it can be very deceiving. Cars can get stalled out and washed away. But Chicago, you are up for more flooding potentially today. In fact, we have a flood watch that's in effect for your area as we head through the remainder of our Saturday. But that's not the only hot topic. We're also looking at dangerous heat. Look at this. This is what it's going to feel like today. For places like Charlotte, 108. Springfield, Missouri, 103 degrees. Little Rock feeling like 105. And unfortunately, this sticks around in the days to come. So triple-digit feel-like temperatures from now through Monday through Tuesday. You're returning to work. Make sure you're staying hydrated, especially if you work outdoors. How bad is it going to get? Well, for those living in places like Georgia and the Carolinas, you're at a level 4 out of 4 when it comes to heat. You're at an extreme risk. That's a look at the forecast across the country. Whit, back to you.
All right, Samara, thank you so much. Turning now to the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Families desperate for food, much needed aid, failing to reach many who are now starving as hopes of a ceasefire deal appear to be fading. ABC's Inez de la Catera joins us now with the latest. Inez, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Yeah, devastating images coming out of Gaza as Israel continues to hold up aid trucks at the border. Our cameras filmed inside a children's ward at a hospital in central Gaza, and the scenes were haunting. According to the Director General of the Al-Shifa Medical Complex, 70,000 children have now entered the stage of acute malnutrition. 50,000 are on the brink of complete starvation. An American doctor volunteering in Gaza telling us every patient he is treating at Nasser Hospital is malnourished, and over 100 aid groups are warning of mass starvation. starvation. Now, Israel blames Hamas, saying they've been stealing food and engineering food shortages. An internal U.S. government review, though, failed to find any evidence that Hamas was engaged in widespread diversion of assistance. Now, aid airdrops could soon be starting up again. A top UN official warning that airdrops are the most expensive and inefficient way to deliver aid. Meanwhile, ceasefire negotiations abruptly ending, the U.S. pulling out of those talks, saying Hamas does not appear to be negotiating in good faith. The U.S. and Israel are now considering what they're calling alternative options, but it's still unclear what those are. Janae?
All as that humanitarian crisis continues to grow. Inez, thank you. Back here at home now, a ticket-selling scandal is rocking the football world. Roughly 100 NFL players and about 24 staffers stand accused of reselling Super Bowl 59 tickets for a profit. Those players and employees are now reportedly facing fines. A league source says the players, coaches, and employees in question broke a long-established league policy. Sources tell ESPN that players who decline the punishment could be suspended.
Wow. Well, all eyes are on the University of Alabama's Rhodes Stadium, where the first championship game of the Athletes United Softball League is being played later today. It's the Talons versus the Bandits for the best-of-3 series, which is a culmination of the league's inaugural season. The 4 teams of the AUSL play 24 games each across 10 cities. Next year, they are expanding to 6 teams. You can catch all the action on ESPN today at 3 Eastern. All right, coming up here in our GMA cover story, Meta addressing teen safety on social media and how their new policies will affect users.
And get ready for some glow-up glam. Makeup artists to stars like Beyonce and Margot Robbie. Sir John joins us live.
And you know, we didn't forget about the deals. Tori Johnson is here. She's got some great products for you to treat yourself this weekend. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
I like the funhouse mirror.
I do.
We're back now with our GMA cover story. Instagram is stepping up its safety features when it comes to protecting teens. And Olivia Rubin joins us now to outline some of the new safeguards on social media. A lot of people have been looking forward to some of these changes.
Yeah, I think parents specifically are going to like the ones that are coming from Meta on Instagram. Meta, of course, which is the parent company of Instagram, is trying to make it safer for teens and children to scroll through the app while trying to shield them from disturbing content and encounters. So as part of this, teens are going to see some changes in their direct messages. There will now be a new option displayed right at the top of a new DM chat to block those accounts. It's a new option. There also is going to be another new option to both block and report accounts all at once in order to make that process easier. Also, Meta is now extending some protections to adult-managed accounts that feature young children. This means those accounts will now face stricter messaging settings as well, including turning on so-called hidden words that filters out offensive comments. Meta will also now avoid recommending those comments that feature children to any suspicious accounts, such as those that have been previously blocked by teens. Now, Meta says all of these new safeguards are meant to complement their so-called safety notice reminder, which is already in place in the app and which they say has been working. Just last month, Meta says teens blocked or reported 2 million accounts after seeing one of those notices with.
Yeah, and as a parent myself, I'm all about some of these new changes. I think it's great. And then Uber is also rolling out some new protections for female riders.
Yeah, exactly. This is one that people are going to love as well. I know my friends were excited about this. They are putting in some more precautions, and specifically they're launching this feature that lets women book rides specifically with female drivers, and the same goes for the female drivers too. They can now request female passengers. Right now, this is just being tested in a few cities here at home. That's Los Angeles, San Fran, and Detroit. But they say this program has been working in other countries, and it was created after feedback from women saying they wanted a greater sense of safety in the app, with something we both probably have heard in our everyday lives too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for bringing that to us. Appreciate it, Olivia.
It is time now to get your brand new glow up glam plan. Celebrity makeup artist Sir John, and that's his real name, he tells me, has done makeup for mega stars, including the Beyonce, Margot Robbie, and Naomi Campbell. He also works closely with skincare company Medicube, and he's here with all of his favorite beauty products that won't break the bank, so we love that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you said that we can get like a Beyonce-style glow-up glam without it breaking the bank?
Actually, it's super natural, and you don't need to actually spend a lot to have a lot.
Yeah.
So your relationship with your skin is ultra important. It's the most important relationship you'll have.
It's the foundation of everything. So tell me about what we've got here.
So we have a toner. So toner is great because it's going to help your moisturizer penetrate a little deeper. I like to use a spray. I spray it onto my back, my face, and then you want to press and pat. You don't want to rub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So press and pat. You don't want to rub. We're also getting you to share some secrets. That's not only the skincare, but before you apply your makeup. So some of this also helps with that.
So yeah, you want to use, I'm using the Medicube Booster Pro, and so this right here, this baby helps your moisturizer penetrate 5 times deeper into your skin.
So how does this work?
Yeah. So we're going to turn this on. You see that
Okay.
little guy?
Yeah.
It helps with skin permeability. It gives you a beautiful little sound, and also.
Wait, so how do you, what do you do with
You
it?
want to go in, and you want to just actually start
Oh,
to move it and
wow.
press it around.
So you put the like moisturizer on first.
Yeah.
Let me do it like on my hand.
Go for it, go for it.
Okay.
And then this is going to give you, this is super popular with celebrities. It's blowing up all over TikTok, and we're going to go in, and I'm just going to move it all around my skin. It's going to press my moisturizer or the CeraMin 5 times deeper into the complexion.
Oh my gosh.
And that's actually really, really
And
key.
first off, while you were just doing that, I'm
Yeah.
noticing that like your skin is sticky.
Thanks, babe.
It is.
Thank you. It's so
It is
much.
so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what we're using right now is this PDR and serum. This is actually salmon sperm extract.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's going to actually help with your moisture barrier and repairing your skin so your skin looks ultra beautiful. And
I don't know that
luminous
we've
all
ever
the
said the
time.
word salmon sperm on GMA,
It's
but
a
you're
thing.
saying it's good
It's
for
a
your
thing,
skin.
love. It's a thing, yes.
All right, I'm into it.
So after this, and I like to use this in the car. I can use this on the subway if I want to.
Okay, real quick, we've got a model over here, Ellie.
This is my beautiful
Some
model,
basics. What do we need to know?
So I would say that we want to use a mascara. So using a mascara, we're going to actually use something that has a lot of volume. And I like to blink on the wand.
Yes.
So close your eyes for me. So blinking on the wand is going to be the best thing to do to give yourself coverage on the top and the bottom. And also separation is key.
Yeah.
Separation is also key. So we're going to do, next we're going to go to a little bit of lips.
Uh-huh.
So lips are really, really important, guys. And we're going to overdraw the top. We're going to overdraw the center. But this isn't the 90s. This is actually more intentional, a bit more literal.
Okay.
And then Ellie has these beautiful, beautiful lips, and everyone wants kissable
I
lips.
do feel like lip liner and mascaras are 2 must-haves.
Yeah. Do you use liner?
I do.
Okay. And then we're gonna go to cream blush.
Yeah.
So cream blush
We've
is
got
something.
like 15 seconds left.
I love convertible colors. So I'm
Okay.
gonna use my ring finger. Your ring finger is the weakest finger you have, guys. It's gonna pick up the least amount of product.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go in, we're gonna tap this right into the center of the lips. Right, there we go, sorry, my left.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna go onto the cheeks as well. And so
That's why it's convertible, so we can use all of it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sir John, thank you so much for being here to
Thank you,
help
my
us
love.
get dolled up on the low. We
Thank you, guys.
appreciate you. And now over to Will for Deals and Steals.
Hello, hello, hello. It is time for Deals and Steals. And Tori and I were just talking about how weekends should be stress-free, relaxed, free of tension. A lot of that has to do with treating yourself. So let's put on some soft clothes. Let's chill out on this Saturday, Tori. What do we have?
So Sweet Dreams are made of these softies. This is an incredibly soft fabric that you
Can confirm.
You
The
can
name
confirm.
fits.
Exactly. The name does fit. Cool, easy to sleep in, and also that elevated dot design allows you to kind of roll out of bed and go to grab your Sunday morning coffee or do
Looking
the
a little
carpool
fashionable,
or
doing it in comfort.
Exactly. Do it in comfort. It's okay to get out of the house. 50% off on all of the sets. Big variety online.
Okay,
Fun
and now we
variety.
have some
Okay.
accessories.
Yeah, so a little bling from Erin McDermott. This is all about kind of the latest trends, which is beaded styles, layering. All of these pieces work individually or just like piled on to create your own look.
Stack them up.
Stack them up. I doubled up 2 of them
You look
from
great.
here. Thank you. And what I love about this company is this is a brand with a heart. Recently, with the Central Texas flood relief, they raised $100,000
bravo.
very quickly.
Fantastic.
Gave it away to 10 different organizations doing local relief on the ground, so you can feel good and look good when you support this line. Everything slashed up to 78%. The prices start at $20 plus free shipping.
Words
I
we
mean,
love here.
Exactly.
You can't do better than that,
Kind of
except
like
you got
check
to put
every
something on your
box.
feet, too.
You do. Okay, so this is Spenco, and this is all about comfort and support no matter where your adventures take you. You'll notice that none of these are like completely flat. So it's got that
Get the
engineered
arch for
design
your
for that arch support. Exactly. And that's what's going to provide both stability, safety, comfort. And then you've got really good traction on the bottoms, cushioning as well so that you feel comfortable and confident. More than 25 different styles for men and women that you'll find online, all 50% off plus
Free shipping.
Exactly.
I'm getting the hang of this thing.
You are.
These we were talking about before. I'm fascinated.
Okay.
What do these do?
So these are foot alignment socks. They're often, their fun little nickname is like the after hours socks, because this is not what you're going to wear when you're going out during the day.
No.
But after either a long, hard day on your feet, after an intensive workout, after a run like you do, you put these on and they separate your toes. And what that sort of gentle stretching does is helps to, with blood circulation, helps to relieve any kind of achiness and pains, and just makes your entire foot feel better. And you know that when your feet hurt, like, nothing feels good.
Yeah, right. It all works up the chain.
It all works up the chain. I like, it's really one of those things that you can feel kind of instant relief from wearing. So these are a great buy, 50% off their $13.50.
I really want to try those. That sounds fantastic.
Okay. Well,
but this
I know somebody who can hook you
all right,
up.
it helps to know Tori Johnson.
Limitless. This is really all about not running out of juice on the go. So
important.
it's this tiny little charger like this, compact, but then it comes with this case with 3 different charging adapters.
Nice.
So sometimes your phone and your headphones, or your phone and your laptop, like multiple devices sometimes have a different charging mechanism. So this covers you, especially for on the go. Plus then it's got a kickstand, which I like, if you're holding up a phone, plus a little lighter right there,
for your
and
selfie
it will
needs.
show you how much juice you have remaining. So super smart on this one. Big variety of colors, 57% off plus.
Free shipping.
On this one too.
Bang. All right, the final one. Let's bring it home.
Okay, so this is Picture Keeper. So imagine you are running out of memory space with your photos on your phone.
Happens all the time.
Or happens to a lot of people. Or you are running out of space on a computer. Or you just want peace of mind of a backup. This little device does that. You download the free app, you plug this in, it's got all of the adapters right here, press Start Backup. Works for iPhone, Android, Mac, or PC, gives you that peace of mind. We also have an option that is for large documents, so if you want that peace of mind, extra storage, this is the one for you. Up to 66% off plus
free shipping. All right,
nailed
Tori,
it.
thank you so much. We love having you here. And we've partnered with all these companies. You can find the deals on our website, goodmorningamerica.com.
A brand new ABC News show just premiered this week on Disney+. It's called What You Need to Know, hosted by our own James Longman and Rachel Scott. And Rachel is joining us now from Scotland. Rachel, good morning to you. So first of all, congratulations on the new show. We've been watching every day. Tell us what viewers can expect here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Look, we are so excited about this. You give us 10 minutes, we are going to tell you what you need to know to start and go through your day. This is going to be a conversation. And so we're really taking the top headlines and, of course, the stories that all of us are talking about, too. Some of those videos that we have been seeing, you're going to see them first on What You Need to Know. My colleague and the intrepid reporter, James Longman, is going to be doing the morning show. And then in just a few weeks, we're going to kick off the afternoon edition that I'll be doing. So it'll really be like a conversation pass from the morning to the afternoon. And, of course, it's all on Disney+, which we're super excited about, too.
Well, it's a fantastic start. We've loved watching it and loved what you guys are doing. You and James were both here in New York for launch week, but the show is designed a little bit to not be based inside a studio like this, but rather out in the world like you and James often are. You're with the president right now in Scotland, so being on the road is a whole big part of this, and it goes where you go.
Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite parts about the way that we have designed this show is that we both get to continue to do what we love best, and that is reporting. I am covering the president, I cover the White House, Capitol Hill, the big political stories out of Washington, D.C., and sometimes that does take me around the world, even here in Scotland with the president. And of course, James has been on the front lines of almost every international conflict in the last few years. And so where we go, you are going to go along with us. Even this morning's show, which is now out on Disney+, I did right here from Scotland. You got the latest headlines and this news of what the president is doing here on his international trip, but we also hit some of the other headlines and top stories of the day too, guys.
And Rachel, that's what's so great, because between you and James, you guys are certainly out there on the biggest stories of the day, so it's great that we'll get to go along with you. Thank you so much for being with us again, Rachel. And you can watch What You Need to Know streaming weekdays exclusively on Disney+.
Yeah, it's a great show. And you know it's a great show? Banana Ball. The Savannah Bananas. They play banana ball. It's a twist on the national pastime baseball. It's exploded in popularity. They're selling out stadiums. It's really, you got to see it to believe it. And you got to see Will Gantz to believe him. He's at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia with the Bananas. Will Gans, my friend, what is going on down there? How are you?
Oh, hello, Will. Yeah, it is a party here in Philadelphia. I got a new bracelet, compliments of my friends Reed and Owen here. We've got the Bananas, which is the dad bod cheer squad. My guy Ziggy is here. We've got Dakota up on the stilts in the back. And that's just a small sneak peek of everything that's happening with Banana Ball this year. They're playing in 17 MLB stadiums, 3 NFL stadiums. They've got games here this weekend in Philadelphia. And here's a sneak peek at what to expect.
I came in like a rainbow.
From midfield Miley Cyrus to T-Swift in the stands, and even a dancing umpire.
The Savannah Bananas and their baseball-inspired sport, Banana Ball, are taking America's favorite pastime to new and often ridiculous heights. Oh yeah, that's a player wearing stilts.
And it is going to happen for Dakota. Steps over it, gets around and touches home plate.
This year, they'll play in front of 2 million fans, with 3.5 million more on the wait list. How do you explain what Banana Ball is to a newbie?
Well, we're trying to create the greatest show in sports.
D'Armendo's barehanded backflip. Unbelievable.
You know, since we started, it was to make baseball fun. And I, as a fan who played ball my whole life, I was bored by moments in the game. And I said, how do we make it nonstop entertainment, nonstop fun that a fan literally can't look away?
And appealing to celebrity superfans, too. And while the fun has been turned up a few notches, the game is still seriously competitive.
Boy, he barrels this one deep to right. KJ, 2-run shot.
The game is not scripted. The game is real.
When you come to a game, you realize that we're baseball players who dance.
Yeah.
This is a real baseball game, and we're going to compete till the very, very end.
When the fan goes home, what do you hope the takeaway is from their first game of Banana Ball?
That was the most fun I've ever had at a baseball game.
Woo! And we are having a lot of fun here this morning in Philly as well. Get this, you guys, the Banana Ball Championship League is getting set to launch next year with even more teams slated to join the fun. But I want to introduce you right now to some VIBs, some very important bananas, including the Professor, who is the MC for all the games. And while this is a pre-party, you guys will be hosting an official pre-party on that stage right over there. What happens there?
Oh, yeah, right at 3 o'clock. I mean, the stadium doesn't even open until 4:30, but at 3 o'clock, we host a 90-minute show called Before the Peel, where our job is to get the fans ready. There's singing, dancing, silliness, shenanigans, everything to get our fans jazzed up, rip-roaring, ready to go for an epic night here at Citizens Bank Park.
Incredible. And there will be folks here all day, basically.
Oh, yeah, all day long. The party never stops here in Banana Land.
Amazing. Speaking of Banana Land, the princess of Banana Land, Princess Potassia. Why a princess? What is your role?
My role is an amazing opportunity in here in Banana Land to inspire young women. Being one of the only cast members that's female, I feel like I'm kind of uniquely situated to kind of give that musical, magical inspiration to little ones.
I love that. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but you make it look great. You make it look easy. And Split, what are you working on over there? What are you doing, Split? Oh, just a little bit of artwork. Incredible. Banana of many talents, I guess. Is there anything else you'd like to show America while you're here, Split? Here, I got you. Wow, wow, wow. Oh! Can't believe it. People are flipping out here in Philadelphia, as they should be, you guys. The game tonight, by the way, starts at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. You don't want to miss it. By the way, we'll be back here tomorrow. We're not going anywhere. GMA loves the Bananas. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yes, we do.
A lot of fun out
The
there.
Dad Bod Cheer Squad.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I'm cheering them on.
Split looked like you on the dance floor, brother.
All right, still coming up here on GMA, the do's and don'ts of summer wedding etiquette. What to know before you RSVP. Stick around. Welcome back. Summer wedding season is in full swing, and there are many unspoken rules that come with being a guest. So to help avoid any faux pas, Senior Editorial Director of Brides Magazine, Gabriella Rello Duffy, is here with wedding do's and don'ts. Thank you so much for being here with us, Gabriella. Okay, so we're in the height of wedding season. What are some of the main trends that you're seeing this season?
Bold, colorful events. You are not seeing basic, pale white, pale pink weddings. You're seeing lots of color used in big, splashy ways, and you're seeing wedding weekends with multiple events, so multiple days of parties.
Okay, so we are stepping it up.
Yeah.
This morning, we are putting our team to the test with a wedding etiquette quiz. So Whit, Will, and Samara, you guys are going to use those paddles you've got over there to give your best guess on whether each scenario is an I do or I don't. Will, you've got a wedding coming up, so make sure that you are studying
and I'm
up.
marrying a wedding planner.
Yeah. And see, the heat is on.
Oh, man.
Gabriella, you tell them if they've made a social blunder. I'll be keeping score here, and the winner will get a grand prize, their very own pair of I Do slippers. So get ready.
Okay.
They knew that I would win, so I've got to ask the questions now. Okay, so I can ask for a +1. Is this an I do or I don't?
Don't.
I agree.
Yep, this is correct. It is an I don't. There are really no circumstances under which it's appropriate to ask for a +1. So look at your envelope, see who was invited. If it's just you, you don't have a guest to bring along.
The audacity.
Yeah.
What? Like,
Oh my God.
Hey, connection.
Come on, folks.
Okay, I do or I don't. I can wear a white dress with a pattern to a summer wedding. What do you think?
I wouldn't.
Will, you might wear a white pattern dress?
With a pattern?
Yeah, with a pattern.
This is a contentious one, but I say it's an I don't. So if a dress is more than 50% white, if it is a white dress with a pattern, save it for another occasion. Go with a bold, colorful dress. They're in for summer.
I guess you always got to be the star. My bad.
A lot of this depends.
You know, if there's a dress code that's very specific and that white feels appropriate, then go for it. But otherwise, steer clear.
Will said it depends on the palette. That is spoken like a true groom. All right, that's great.
Okay, what about this? I can wear black to a summer wedding. Do or don't?
Don't.
Really?
It's actually an I do. For a long time, black was considered a faux pas for a wedding because it's associated with mourning, but it's very much so in style now. Totally fine, but if, you know, the wedding is a bold, colorful, bright palette or they've requested a special dress code, then I would steer clear of black. But for a regular old occasion, black is great.
Cool.
Wearing black to a wedding is so New York.
Yeah, I think it also depends. Yeah.
What else do you
Okay,
have?
Oops, wrong one. I do need to bring a gift to a destination wedding, or I don't. Destination wedding.
I don't.
I don't know. This is a hard one.
It's actually an I do.
No way.
No.
No way.
We veto.
I know.
That's so wrong.
Sorry. I did spend all this money.
I know. At brides.com, we do say that if you're attending any wedding, you should give a gift. It does
Give
not
a gift, but bring a gift.
Oh, not
is
physically
different.
bring it, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Will is
all right.
being
Give a gift.
semantic
Stop.
here.
Okay.
Who brings a gift?
No, you do not need to bring the gift.
Stop yelling, Will.
Send it ahead, but you should give
Need it.
something.
We need a tiebreaker.
All right, Gabriella. Well, you guys. Next, I can post on social media before the couple has. I do or I don't.
It depends. This one depends.
It is an I depend. So the answer is technically wait for the couple to post themselves, but if you want to post you and your partner celebrating, that's okay.
See?
But you held up I do, so you got it wrong?
So really, it's technically I don't, but sometimes I do.
So,
Just
depends.
put the thing
So
halfway.
I think that I should take the win for this because
I think
I feel like
Slippers, bro,
it's
whatever.
closer to my side.
you know what? Just because he's my favorite up here. Only because Gio's not here. I think it's a tie, guys. A tie. Everybody gets a pair of slippers. Gabriella, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun and very informative also. For more tips, check out the summer wedding issue available now on brides.com.
Now with ABC's Secret Sales, lifestyle expert Brittany Levine is here with what you need to know for self-care and wellness, and she's got you covered with the top picks for beauty, exercise, recovery. Everything here is shoppable. Good morning, Brittany. It's always great to have you.
Great to see you guys again.
So we're going to start over here, right? We love this on GMA.
Total self-care Saturday.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to start off. This is the Life Pro.
Okay.
This is their mini waver. I'm going to have you step on, okay? And I'm going to step on as well. This is their mini waver vibration plates, okay? So when I click and say start, okay, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to start. It's going to start vibrating.
Okay.
And what that does is really help to boost your metabolism. Hold on. You know what? I'm just going to start over here. And then it's going to work. But
the manual start.
You are literally going to be vibrating your body, okay? Shaking. It looks easy, right?
Yes.
It really does. But This is going to be giving you that full body workout. It's low intensity. It has those vibration plates that are all over everything right now. And you're literally going to be shaking your entire body to get that.
And it's got the resistance bands too,
yeah.
so you can add other workouts
you can do
into
it,
as
or
well.
just sit there and watch TV and vibrate at the same time. It's totally great. And right now we're looking at 30% off.
Okay.
I'm gonna see, hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so now we
gotta
got...
do it. We just gotta show a little bit of the vibration factor. And
Yep.
you can just, again, pump your arms, do your weights. And this has that, it's like that rubber plate. So I'm in 6-inch heels right now. You don't have to worry about it. But let's cut this workout short and move on to our next, because if you are prone to headaches, you're gonna...
I'm still wiggling as we get to the next thing.
After you do this workout. So this is the Ice Beanie 2.0, okay? And I want to say free shipping over there as well
Oh yeah,
today.
free shipping.
But Ice Beanie 2.0, what you do is you put this over your head. If you are experiencing a migraine, this gel compression inside is going to give you extended relief throughout the day. It stays on longer. No more clunky, hard ice packs, nothing like that. This is 30% off today. So I love this. You'll keep it cold for longer and extended relief.
Love that.
Really nice. Now, as we're talking self-care, this is
relaxation,
Magnum
recovery, right?
Your spa, right, at home. So you're known for their lotions, their sprays, their butter bombs. This right here is their nighttime cream, their beef tallow cream. This goes a long way to combat dry skin. It's a beef tallow rub, really, really nice. And Magnum Solace is really known to give you that comfort post-workout recovery. The bath salts that are beautiful.
Perfect.
So that's what they're known for. They come in single sets and packs. So right now, they're also made in the USA, which we love. So it's something where you can get those savings on those certain single sets as well as packages and check them out today.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we are getting into one of my most favorite things. I do a wand every night for red and blue light therapy. It's really important for your skin to give back. This is the Lumia NRG Mini Glow Pro. So all you do is you actually take this on your skin. I feel like we've done this maybe once before. And you're going to let it sit in and settle. Okay, and you are going to also feel these ultrasonic waves, which allows your skin care serums to really soak in. This is so good for you. It also helps with blemishes and dark spots too. Do this every night. I do it at night. Really, really nice. So you're talking 50% off today, more than 50% savings. And finally, Radiant Cosmetics Nail Cuticle Oil. This is something that is so viral right now. I know you use your nail cuticle oil every single night, right? But this has sold over 300,000 SKUs on TikTok, going viral. Really helps to really strengthen your nails, give back to your nails, and it gives your nails like a little refresh. Put this on every night. 2 packs.
What's the deal?
So 50% right now for the 2 packs. Throw them in your bag. You can throw them when you go. And yeah,
Brittany,
perfect for today.
thank you so much. It's always great to have you. We've partnered with all these companies on these bargains. You can get them on our website, or you can scan the QR code. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. Yeah, Will, it was good to have you in the mix.
I'll be back tomorrow if you'll have me.
Sure.
See you then.
Tomorrow. You got it.
Okay.
Bye.
See you then.